So I'm scrolling this morning, right? And I see this headline, and I actually stop. Because I need to make sure I'm reading this correctly. A bird. A wild bird walked up to a hospital emergency room in Germany and knocked until someone let it in. Not metaphorically, not in a fable. This week, there's this cormorant, big black seabird, long neck, kind of prehistoric looking, and it shows up at the glass door of the Klinikum Links der Weser Hospital in Bremen, Germany. And it starts pecking at the door. And a nurse named Shihat Kirat, who has been doing this job for 15 years, gets tapped on the shoulder by a colleague who just says, "Hey, there's a bird at the window." And he goes to check. And the bird has a triple fishing hook stuck in its beak. I want you to sit with this for a second. This animal, a feral seabird that by every instinct should want nothing to do with us, decided somehow that the solution to its problem was to find a building full of people and knock. And it was right. The Bremen Fire Department showed up. They worked with the ER staff. They snipped off the 3 curved points of the hook, treated the wound, and then released the bird back into the hospital's park out back. It just walked out. Back to being a bird. No paperwork. No copay. And no 4-hour wait in a plastic chair under fluorescent lighting. The fire department put out a statement that said, "When an injured cormorant approaches humans, it is usually an animal in extreme distress that has lost its natural shyness." Which, yeah. I imagine a triple hook in the face will do that. Strip the shyness right out of you. Meanwhile, I have a splinter in my left hand from last Tuesday that I've been fully ignoring. This bird is more self-aware than I am. Okay, so if the bird at the ER wasn't enough animal chaos for a Saturday, let me tell you about Richmond, Indiana. Because the Richmond Police Department posted on social media this week about, and I'm using their exact words here, a non-traditional suspect, a potbelly pig, on the run. Officer Santiago arrives first, and according to the department's own post, the pig was smarter than he looked and quicker than expected. The pig evades him completely. Officer Tyree then pulls up as backup. And this is where it gets poetic, because the department described what happened next with the phrase, "no negotiations, no snacks, just straight up hog wrestling." I love that they tried negotiations first. I need to know what that looked like in real life. Was Officer Santiago just standing there in the street going, "All right, this is your one chance. We can do this the easy way." And the pig just stared at him. The pig was eventually secured and taken to a vet, and the department signed off their official post with, "Not all heroes wear capes, some just know how to handle a pig." That line should be on a plaque somewhere in Richmond. I'm serious. Engrave it in marble. Put it outside City Hall. Actually, no. Outside the police station, specifically, right next to the door. And look, I realize we're 2 stories in, and both of them are about animals making everyone's day significantly more complicated. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think this is a pattern, and I'll come back to that. All right, here's one that got completely buried this week and should not have. St. Clairsville, Ohio. Wednesday morning. A woman named Melissa Freeman Starkey wakes up to a message telling her there is a horse in her swimming pool. Not near the pool. Not standing by the pool, looking at it. In it. A horse had wandered away from a nearby pasture, made its way into her backyard, and, presumably looking for water, or just making spectacularly bad choices, ended up with its front legs up on the pool cover and its hind legs broken through the cover, submerged in cold water. A rescue coordinator named Julie Moorhead-Larish from Belmont County Hoof and Paw showed up. Yeah, and she told the local TV station something that I keep thinking about. She said, "The cover would creak every time he shifted his weight. It sounded like ice cracking, and that's when he would panic." That image, the horse, in the pool, terrified of the sound of the thing cracking beneath it. trying not to move. Multiple fire departments show up. They get him out. He's okay. And in the same 48-hour window, in Scotland, a pair of baby otters were found huddled in the engine compartment of someone's car, trying to stay warm. Residents of an entire town organized to rescue them. So in the span of 2 days, we had a bird knocking at a hospital, a pig evading 2 officers in Indiana, a horse in a swimming pool in Ohio, and baby otters inside a car engine in Scotland. At some point, you have to ask, what is going on with the animals this week? Like, did they have a meeting? Is there a group chat I don't know about? Because they are collectively having the week. This one comes from the Richmond Police Department's Facebook post about the pig chase. Because naturally, when a police department writes straight up hog wrasslin on their official page, the comments are going to deliver. And the top comment, the one that got the most traction, the one that kept getting shared, was this. This is the content I pay taxes for. And you know what? I agree. I think that is correct. Officer Tyree doing hog wrasslin on a Thursday morning in Richmond, Indiana is exactly what the social contract was always supposed to look like. It's public service at its most pure. There's a pig loose. The city handles it with their hands. You know, people talk a lot about what local government is actually for, what it's good at, what makes it worth anything. And I think the answer might be this: hog wrasslin when it's needed. I've never felt more represented. All right, last thing. And this one's a little different. You might have seen at the start of February that people were losing their minds over the calendar. February 2026 started on a Sunday and ends on a Saturday, which means all 28 days fit into exactly 4 clean rows. Every weekday appears exactly 4 times. No days spilling into a 5th row, no weird partial weeks. Just a perfect, clean 4x7 grid. People were calling it Perfect February. Some posts claimed it was a once in 823 years miracle. It's not. Experts fact-checked it pretty fast. Turns out it happens roughly every 11 years when February starts on a Sunday. Last time was 2015. Next time's 2037. So not 823 years, but also not nothing. The reason I'm bringing it up now is because we're in the last week of it, and today is February 21st. We've got 7 days left of this supposedly perfect month. And someone on X wrote this during the first week. If my New Year's resolutions collapse in January, February 2026 is the reset button. That's not how calendars work, obviously. A month doesn't reset your life. But also, there's something kind of real about finding a month that just fits, that doesn't spill over into the next thing before it's done. We don't get a lot of that. Most months are messy. Most weeks are messy. Most of everything is. So I don't know. Maybe we treat the next 7 days like the back half of the tidiest month in 11 years. Or don't. Either way, a bird knocked on a hospital door this week and asked for help, and they helped it. A pig outran a cop. A horse ended up in a pool. Baby otters chose a car engine. And the internet called it the content they pay taxes for. That's the week. That's what I found. See you tomorrow.